Hello, welcome to Hillary's Whiskey Lounge. I'm Hillary, and this is my Whiskey Lounge. And today we are continuing our series of exploring some peated whiskeys. And today we're going to be having some Ledaig that is distilled by the Tobermory Distillery. Tobermory Distillery is pretty old. On the bottle here it says 1798. Whoa. Um, Maybe that's when they were first founded. I'm not too sure of the history. Tobermory is a distillery that is on the northern Isle of Mull, not the Mull of Kintyre. This island is actually called Mull, so I'm sure that the island of Mull has its own Mull, which is, I guess, some sort of rounded outcropping. I think that's what a mull is. Most of you are probably familiar with Paul McCartney's Mull of Kintyre. That's on the Kintyre Peninsula. That's closer to Campbellton. But this is the island of Mull. So here we are. We have our beautiful bottle of Ledaig Hebridean Moon. This is a relatively new expression. I think it just came out maybe last year, 2025. I've been wanting to try this really, really badly. Ledaig, and I have another one. I've got the Ledaig 18, which I have not cracked open yet. This looks gorgeous. So I thought that we would do some Hebridean Moon. Oh, and I think I got this at Total Wine and More for $110 US, which is probably around 70 in the UK, 70 pounds, something like that. Um, Alexa, what is $110 in UK pounds? About 78 pounds. Thanks, Alexa. I love Alexa. You know that Amazon Alexa is named Alexa after the library in Alexandria, the ancient library that unfortunately burned down. Imagine all of the amazing works that we would still have. Anyway, I'm going down another rabbit hole. Let's get back to this Ledaig. So this would be about 70 to 80 pounds UK probably. I just love the label on this. Ledaig is just known for having very simple labels with showing off this beautiful bottle. I love this sort of purpley aspect to it, maybe to reflect maybe there's a purple haze around the Hebridean Moon when it's full. I'm not sure. This bottle also states that there's no color added, no chill filtered, and also that it's 58.8%. So this is going to be good, especially 9:30 in the morning for me here. So yay, wonderful breakfast this will make. All right, let's open this puppy up. I really do love this purple. It's really pretty. So again, this is the island of Mull. Oh, nice. The island of Mull is just a little ferry ride from the west coast of Scotland. And there's a nice, I don't know which way is up, so sorry, Mull geography there. Ooh, it looks like a bunny, sort of. Yeah, okay. Anyway, some little Mull geography here. All right, let's open this up here. Ah, there's that sound. We are using a glass from the Ensign Urt pub in Edinburgh. Here's it's, I guess, a little coat of arms there. All right, so we're expecting a little bit of peat, probably not too heavy. That's one of the things I love about Ledaig is that it's got some peat, but it's not overbearing. I can smell it right off in the nose. Some fruit, maybe like a light citrusy or pineapple-y scent. Very light, very nice. Maybe a biscuit or two in there. So pineapple, some lighter fruits, some biscuits. Okay, not too assuming. All right, let's try this at the 58.8% without water first off. Mm, amazing mouthfeel. Um, really getting some nice deep biscuit flavors in the development. Wow. Okay, the 58.8% is super strong. Oh, and by the way, this is matured in first fill bourbon casks. Let me make sure I'm not leading you astray. It doesn't say anything about first fill, but bourbon cask matured at cask strength. And this is labeled as 10 years. So this is not a no age statement. Okay. All right. Mmm, that's delicious. And the finish is kind of deep and peppery, and you get a little bit more of that peat smoke finish. But it's not overwhelming. This is really nice. I would classify this as a baby peat. Yeah. Mm, lightly peated. It's sweet too. It's not dry at all. I wonder which bourbon casks those were that they used. The color here. Let me show you the bottle. Put the cap back on. The color is just really nice and light. Um, Definitely not too dark. I don't think this is sherried in any way, or they'd say so. So overall, we're getting some pineapple, light fruit in the nose, and then with the arrival and development, a really nice, sweet, biscuity, um, and very lightly peated and peppery, almost a spicy finish. All right, let's see what some water is going to do to this guy. Ooh, okay. I'm just looking at the visimetry. You probably can't see any of that, but that visimetry is that wonderful phenomenon that happens when the water is mixed into the alcohol. It has to do with um, the surface tension of the liquid that we're pouring the water into. Um, so it's all kinds of chemistry stuff. Yay. All right. So I think that this is nicely blended. I really should let it sit around a little bit longer. Too early to see any Scotch mist. I want to sip it, but first let me give you a little nose. A little bit more medicinal smelling now in the nose. Kind of that plasticky Band-Aid smell. But again, it's really intriguing. And I've been getting that more and more with the peats that we've been tasting. I wonder if that's just a phenomenon that happens with more of the peated expressions. Yeah, definitely medicinal. Not so much fruity and light in the aroma with some water added. Ooh, okay, very sweet. Wow, it's like somebody added a cube of sugar, a lump of sugar to this when I wasn't looking, and that's what adding just a little bit of water does. I probably added uh, probably 5 or 6 milliliters. Um, Really has brought out the sweetness of this, the biscuity. I want to say, mm, now it's more of like an appley fruit in addition to the pineapple. So really, really sweet. This is gorgeous. This would make a wonderful dessert dram, I think. Mm, I can't I can't stop drinking it. This is really good. Or a breakfast dram in my case being around 9:30 in the morning. So breakfast dram, dessert dram, um, really sweet. Maybe this would go with some bacon and eggs. Really. um, I don't know what else I can say about this. It's just very sweet. This is one of the sweetest whiskeys that I've tasted. I wonder if that's the bourbon barrel doing that. So peppery, the peppery finish is still there. Very gently peated finish is there. Not overwhelming at all. Um, in fact, I would say the peat is a little underwhelming. So that's why I would classify this as a baby peat. This also would be good for um, fooling your friends at a party into having them think that they don't like peats. When you give them a little bit of this, they might barely smell the peat smoke. They might barely taste it, especially after the water. And then you can say, ha ha, this is Ledaig Hebridean Moon. This has a little bit of peat in it. So ha ha to those of you who are the peat smoke naysayers. Yeah, I say pretty good. I would get this again. So I'm gonna plow through this bottle. Um, Maybe it'll be slightly different. Already, just after one glass, it looks like we're almost at the shoulder. And again, the shoulder, for those of you who are just starting out, is just the term that aficionados, or in my case, enthusiasts, refer to the side of the bottle here. It's often believed, stated, posited by many, that once one gets past the shoulder of a bottle of whiskey, that the whiskey can tend to change its character a little bit and kind of feel like you're sort of, that the whiskey's in this groove now of how it's going to taste. In other words, maybe not trust the first couple drams that you have until you get to the shoulder, because the character of the bottle might change. That might have to do with the little bit of air that's now in the bottle and reaching a bigger surface area on the top here. So so we'll see. Unfortunately, in my case, when I get down to a shoulder, I just keep going. So I don't really notice the difference between opening a bottle for the first time and getting past the shoulder. I don't usually have a bottle long enough to make that comparison. So I do have an interesting, weird little thing from my whiskey lounge to show you. This is a recent acquisition. It is a pillow. Yeah. So if you check this pillow out, this is a hand hooked, I think from originally done in Thailand, pillow that is about 100 years old. So from the early 20th century. I'll see if I can get close here so you can see it's like almost like what we would have called an oriental rug. I've seen samples of the Thailand rug making online, and I think this is an example of that. Unfortunately, there's um, no origin, or no paperwork, no provenance from this. But as you can see, it looks like a couple of, I don't know if they're supposed to be children or just little people dancing on this to the bagpipe and doing some Scottish dancing. And then the back it feels like it's sort of just a muslin backing. And inside, it's actually stuffed with straw. So this is not exactly the kind of pillow that I would just um, throw around and sit on and reshape or anything. So this might one day, I might undo this and then have it re-sewn so I can actually just have it on a chair and use it and sit on it. But for now, it is sitting on a chair that I hardly ever do sit on. So it's kind of part of the whiskey lounge now. So I just acquired this from Linda from Los Angeles. So thank you, Linda, if you're watching this. A little shout out to you. Um, and again, let me just see how close I can get so you can see that. It's wild. I've never seen this kind of pillow stuffed with straw. I don't even know what kind of straw is it. Rushes or reeds or straw. I can't even tell. But if any of you have a pillow like this or have seen a pillow like this and can give me any more information about it, I would really, really appreciate that. But I just thought this was a very cool little addition to the Whiskey Lounge. Definitely. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this far and listening to me droll or mull on and on about this Ledaig Hebridean Moon from the Isle of Mull. If you haven't already, please like my video. If you do like it, subscribe and share with your friends, especially those who are starting their whiskey journey or those who are enthusiasts in their own right. I would really, really appreciate it, and it would definitely help my channel. Just please hit that subscribe button and share with your friends. All right, everybody, I hope that you're enjoying your weekend so far. Here in Los Angeles, it's a beautiful, beautiful, sunny Saturday morning. Like I said, breakfast dram and slunge.